Oh good, you're here. Things are not going well. Aliens have taken over Asia. Asia! We have to stop them. Come on, just come on, let's go. Get through here. So many doors in this facility and everybody leaves their shoes out here. I don't know why.
Thank God you're here. We're late. We gotta get to Central Command and stop all these aliens from attacking everywhere.
All right.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. I'm Jaysen Headley, and this is K.'C'arl Lee, and this is XCOM.
XCOM is a cooperative game that uses an app to help you play. In XCOM, you are in like this government facility. I guess it's called XCOM, Extraterrestrial Communications, something or rather. And you are here to command different roles to defeat the aliens that are invading the planet. And everything is very high stakes and fast in this game. And there are 4 roles that 1 or 4 people can play.
Now in XCOM, there's this very handy-dandy piece of machinery here called an iPad, or your phone, or your computer, which helps guide the game. The central officer, right here, is the one who's in charge of the app. They're the one giving orders, telling people what to do, telling the scientists to make something, or telling, the soldiers to go out, or telling the interceptors to launch. They're also placing aliens on the board throughout the game. So whenever the game gets worse, it's usually their fault, yet you won't know it because they're less in charge of things than you would think. When you start the app, you'll tell it how many players you want, and then you'll tell it the difficulty level you want, and the app will walk you through everything as to how to set up, what aliens are involved, what mission you're doing, where to put everything, which is great. There's also a tutorial, and this is one of the best things and the worst things about this game, because yes, there's a tutorial in here that teaches everyone in the game how to play, but no, there isn't a book that tells you how to play, so you have to reference this for rules, which can get a little tricky. We've oftentimes had to look online just to see what a certain rule is, as opposed to just being able to look it up in the app. Either way, the central officer is sort of like the guide. They're a dungeon master in a way, telling everyone where everything goes during a time phase, and then helping to facilitate the resolution phase. Let's talk about the next role.
I am the commander. I am the commander of this operation, and this is my role. I must take care of all these little coins, all these millions of dollars. I have to manage the budget because we want to be spending on soldiers, we want to be spending on planes and satellites, and we want to spend on research on the aliens, and we only have so much money. The taxpayers only want to give us so much money, and we need to make sure that we don't spend too much money. So I need to make sure we have enough money and get money. And I'm also the guy who controls the jets, these interceptors, and lands them, or rather have them intercept the aliens and attack them when we're being attacked. And we only have so many planes at one time. So there's a lot of resource management, and also not only that, while the time phase is going on, crises happen. Like this. And all these start adding up, like multiple ones, and they all suck. They're all horrible. Oh my god, spawn 2 UFOs in orbit? Oh shit, we're fucked. And then, because of where things land and end up when we do the resolution phase, these are the alert statuses of the different continents. That's not what it's called. Not alert statuses. What are they called?
Panic levels.
Panic levels. Panic levels. Panic. Oh my god, the whole world is going to poopy. And that is what the commander does.
Oh, right, the scientist. Now, the scientist is the best role to make someone play if they're really tired, or maybe if there's someone you play with who doesn't normally play games and you really don't want to have to explain a lot to them. The scientist is probably the least doing things character in the entire game, but that doesn't mean that they're not important, because in fact, if you have a good scientist who actually knows what they're doing, it can change the entire game. The scientist is researching things, so the scientist will take these cards and they'll research them using scientists throughout the game. Now, these cards then become assets that the other characters can use. So if you have a good scientist who knows what the hell they're researching, they know that this card is fantastic for that person over there, or that this card is really, really going to help the squad leader. but it's also a good role to give someone if they don't typically play board games and they don't want to learn a lot and just kind of want to hang out, because this character is the least to blame for anything bad that happens. In fact, every other character has a way that they can basically lose the game for everyone, except for the scientist. But like I said, this character can make or break the game just by researching. Just know that if you have someone who really likes high stakes, who really likes to get involved, who really likes to do a lot, this is not the role for them, because this character, honestly, spends most of the game reading cards and then discarding some cards and picking up some cards and maybe researching some cards, but they're not involved in the grand battle overall.
Attend hut! Soldiers! Gather your freaking weapons and destroy aliens! Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, good. Alright, we got you and you. Go ahead and protect our base. Oh my god, aliens are freaking attacking us, and our base is going up in danger, and when we get here, we die. Oh my god. 2 missions we gotta choose from. Mission. Okay, we gotta choose this one. Alright, you two. You go here, and you go over here to the commander's thing and get an elite status, so you can kick their butts with multiple dice. Kill them! Oh my god, more aliens. More aliens. I need more tech from the freaking scientist dude. And yeah, so that's the role of the squad leader, kind of. He controls all these awesome soldiers, and they go out and fight, and they die sometimes, and a lot of the chief scientist cards can really help you by either resurrecting soldiers, giving soldiers abilities, and as you can see, you can also give one soldier from the commander an elite status, which allows that player to roll 2 die instead of 1. Soldiers in the squad representing.
Now, there's one aspect of XCOM we haven't really talked about, which is a shame because it's pretty much the main aspect of XCOM that makes it really, really cool. There's a lot left to chance, and it comes down to these die. There's success die, and then there's the alien die. So when you go to roll, certain things will give you 1, 2, 3, and if you're really lucky, 4 dice to roll to try and get successes. But you also have to roll the alien die, and this is where things get tricky. The first time you roll, things are pretty good. You maybe didn't get a success, but you got a 6, and that's okay, because over here we have the threat meter. Every time you roll the first time on something that you're trying to accomplish, be it science or soldiers or killing aliens in Africa, you start at 1. But the second you go to roll those die again, you move up to 2. Now if I roll a 2 or lower on the alien die, the mission fails. I got a 1 and some successes, which is great, but now my ships are dead. The alien die makes this whole thing kind of come together at the end in this big game of chance, and what's great about it is that everybody's involved. Maybe I'm rolling to see if my satellites can take down the aliens in orbit, but everybody cares because if they don't leave orbit, they're going to go on to the planet in the next round. When this person's rolling, you know, maybe they're doing something for the squad leader, and the squad leader really, really wants that card, but if they don't research it right and they miss, that squad leader just lost that ability that could make or break the game. Over here, this person, the commander, is rolling to see if they can actually destroy these ships, and the longer these ships are in orbit, the more panic they cause. So it's really important. And then the squad leader is handling missions, and they're handling aliens in the base, and they're handling every aspect of the game revolves around whether or not you get this dice, which means every player, whether they're the one rolling the dice or not, cares what the outcome is, and that's really exciting. Except that often, it can mean a make-or-break round in your first round. If everyone has bad rolls for your first round, that can oftentimes destroy you for the rest of the game. But if everybody has a great round in the second or third or fourth round, that can make all the difference. So it can be frustrating, but it's frustrating in such a great, fun way.
I like a lot. I love that each player is playing a completely different role, but also affects other people's roles. I love that things are timed with the app that's very unique, and there's lots of fun pieces, lots of things that are moving around, and lots of different cards that affect the entire game and could change a game like that.
Yeah.
And the research and like all the different things that you could do to determine whether or not you can do something or not do something is all very random, I guess, but a lot of fun.
Yeah. I mean, I both like and hate the app. I think the app is really, really cool in the aspect of the timer. I think the app is really, really cool in the aspect of helping you set up. And I think of any game we have, the fact that the tutorial is so well put out on the app makes getting people to play this game really fun, because we say, oh, well, the app is just going to walk us through how to play. And that way, you know, you never forget a rule. Like, there's never a point later in the game where you're like, oh, I forgot to mention, because the app mentions it all. So you remember all of it.
In the same order each time.
In the same order each time. And it's a really well done order. Like, I think the tutorial is really good. But like I said, I hate the app because I think the compendium of, like, looking up a rule, or if there's something that I didn't... If there's any error in that tutorial of, like, well, you don't quite understand how this particular thing works, there's really no way to find it except to, like, watch a YouTube video of someone playing to know if you are doing it right or not.
So that's at least one thing you kind of don't like about it.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Well, you said that you really like that everyone's doing a different role. And I would say that maybe one of my complaints of the game is that everyone's doing a different role. What I mean by that is the scientist... Like I said, if you have someone playing who likes to kind of sit back a little bit, they don't want to be so stressed out, or it's someone who doesn't often play board games, the scientist is perfect. But if you have a group of 4 people who really like to play games, the scientist is boring. Like, you're not doing anything. You're looking through cards for the duration of an hour and a half to 2 hour game. That's a little boring. But in the meantime, the squad leader gets to do tons of stuff. Their turn always takes the longest because they have so much going on. So it's a little imbalanced in the fact that some players are doing so much and some players are doing next to nothing. And so I like that everybody's doing something. I just wish that everybody was doing an equal amount of something.
That's exactly what I was going to say, is that the roles don't seem completely balanced. There's only 2 things I really don't like, and that would be one of them. The roles aren't completely balanced. And then number 2, these are all really little. That we can't have more players.
Yeah, I would love to have a 6th player, and like I said, I would love for some of those roles to be able to do more, because the roles where you can do a lot are really, really fun. I mean, as the squad leader, trying to, like, deduce which icons to use to defeat things, as the commander, like, balancing that budget and then figuring out how to send ships in, that's so exciting. The scientist only really becomes exciting when they start to understand their cards, which... I don't care how good of a gamer you are, that's just not the first couple of rounds of the game. You're not really going to understand what the hell exhausts this to place a ship on here, which makes an orbit go. You're not going to understand it because it's a new language. It's the language of the game, and you won't understand it till halfway through your first game anyway.
So perhaps, if depending on the role that you play, it makes you like or dislike the game, but I've only played the squad leader and a little bit of the commander, so that's a little biased, because I think the squad leader position is really fun to play, so I haven't played the other parts, so maybe I'd feel differently and maybe really feel the imbalance if I played the other roles. But that being said, I do really like this game. I mean, we're going to talk now about, like, whether you'd bypass or whether you'd buy it, play it, or pass it. And I'll be honest, we played this once at Uncommons, which is a local cafe where you can play board games in New York City. We played it once and loved it so much that we bought it on the spot. And we played 2 roles each. It was just us
we played
so
a 2-player,
2 roles,
which is also pretty frantic. And you can play this with 1 player, though I imagine that's probably pretty chaotic. So for me, it is a buy. Obviously, if you're looking for a co-op game, if you like the alien invasion theme, this is a great, awesome game.
Yeah, totally. I'd buy it.
Cool. So that's our review. We would both buy XCOM.
Yeah, and if there was a 5th player, maybe it could be the aliens.
Ooh, that'd be cool. The 5th player could be an alien.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'd love to see an expansion for this game, by the way. I think you could easily add another board, and I don't know, but it'd be awesome. I just think it'd be great. But anyway, that's our review for XCOM. You can follow us on Twitter. I'm at @CookamongaCat. This is at Carl K. Lee. We're going to put our links to our blogs, where we also put up fun stuff about what we're up to and what we're doing. Make sure to like and subscribe. Game Night is a new show we are doing. This is our 2nd episode, and we are so excited to start reviewing board games. We're having a lot of fun with it.
We need more.
We need more. Yes. More games! If there's a board game that you think we should review, or if you're a developer working on a board game and you'd like us to review it, please let us know in the comments. We are so excited about this, we can't even tell you. So, all right, I think that's it, right?
See you later.
That's excellent.
Bye.